And now, live from Philadelphia, AEW presents Dynasty.
It's Sunday! You know what that means! AEW Dynasty is coming to you live from the Leocor Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm Excalibur, joined by the human suplex machine, Taz, and the Hall of Fame voice of professional wrestling, good old JR, Jim Ross.
Great to be with you guys. Taz and I have danced many dances.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Tonight in Philly one more time.
From Essex, England, weighing 235 pounds, the area assassin,
Taz there to the Leocor Center here in Philadelphia, but I think the roof might have just come off a little bit when Ospreay's music hit.
Oh, an amazing reaction for Ospreay for sure. People love this dude, Jim Ross. They love him.
And rightfully so. So talented. Big-time player. Going to be a major star in this business before it's all said and done. If it's not already there.
Well, there you see the brackets of the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. Will Ospreay, Kevin Knight on the left side of the bracket. The winner moves on to face the winner of Brody King and the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita. And then across the bracket, it's Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Adam Page versus the ever-dangerous wild card.
Yeah, the wild cards are the toughest one. Obviously, you don't know who it's going to be. It's tough to prepare for the unknown.
and his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, 202 pounds, the Jet, Kevin Knight.
Well, you want to talk about a wild card? This man, Kevin Knight. It was 8 days ago that it was announced that he was all elite, that he was part of the AEW roster. And it was this past Wednesday night at Dynamite where we found out by virtue of the injury to Switchblade Jay White that Kevin Knight would be taking Jay White's spot in what could be a banner year for this man. Because just last night, it was announced that he'll be part of the field of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Best in the Super Junior tournament coming up this summer. So Kevin Knight with 2 huge tournament opportunities.
Opportunities, what you're looking for, no doubt about that. And along with Nick Wayne, he'll represent AEW, New Japan's upcoming Best of the Super Junior 32 tournament.
That's right, it'll be wrestlers not just from AEW and New Japan, but CMLL, Dragon Gate, and DDT Pro Wrestling competing over there. But right now, tonight, Kevin Knight is focused on this opportunity to face Will Ospreay, one of the best in the world, as JR was saying.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about it. Kevin Knight, very talented guy. I mean, 5 years, maybe going on 6 years as a competitor in this great industry. You know, he's a tremendous talent for sure, but he's dealing with one of the best in the world in Ospreay, so this should be a hell of a match to kick off Dynasty.
One thing the young wrestlers should remember is that Kevin Knight has had great training.
Right.
From very talented people. If you're training, you want to get in the pro wrestling business, that's something you always have to consider. Train with the best.
Totally agree. Great advice to any aspiring wrestlers out there. Get trained by someone who's been to the dance, or at least maybe won a belt somewhere. How about that?
Kevin Knight, to that point, both of you were making, trained under the late Buddy Wayne but then also under Katsuyori Shibata in the New Japan Pro Wrestling LA dojo.
Yeah,
So-
and he's spent, I was talking to Kevin earlier, he spent a little bit of time towards the tail end, you know, with some of the Harts as far as training. So he's got a lot of respect for the Hart family and the Hart dojo, the dungeon.
And speaking of the Harts,
as we all do. Sorry,
Absolutely.
Excalibur.
Absolutely.
as we kick off the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Tournament, to learn more about the mission and the message of the Owen Hart Foundation, go to owenhartfoundation.org. As Kevin Knight getting the early advantage here on Will Ospreay, much to the chagrin of the partisan Philadelphia crowd.
Oh, nice inverted Tomonagi version of a monkey flip, which I'm speaking of as speaking in judo terms. Maybe going for a cavate here or a snapmare.
Snapmare, and Knight accelerates to the ropes now. Sliding shot there, taking Ospreay down. Now Knight, the leg hooked. And if this is your first opportunity at seeing Kevin Knight compete, JR, he has a tremendous leaping ability, which he puts to good use.
Yeah, he sure does. And I was talking to Nigel McGuinness before we came out here tonight, and Nigel's very high on Kevin Knight, and that's good enough for me.
Knight hung up in the ropes, and Ospreay coming in hot with the big boot. Knight spills to the floor.
Ospreay extremely explosive. Beware, Mr. Knight.
And Ospreay over the top. Knight landed hard, back of his head colliding with the ramp at ringside.
Hard to impact. That's the one thing that we can't disregard, is the impact created by Will Ospreay, who many consider, before our very eyes here tonight in Philly, the best in the world.
And Ospreay, you'll have an opportunity to prove it. We cover here. Lateral press. Ospreay, he's got his sights already set on All In Texas coming up July 12th, where the winner of the Owen Hart Foundation men's and women's tournament will challenge for the AEW World Championship and the AEW Women's World Championship. But he cannot afford to look past this absolutely loaded tournament field. Ospreay punishing the chest of Kevin Knight with those chops. Knight, who, as I mentioned 8 days ago, debuted as part of the AEW roster in a battle with Switchblade Jay White. White used those chops to bloody the chest of Kevin Knight. And that is a fact, Taz, that is not lost on Will Ospreay.
Oh, of course not, and it shouldn't be. Right now, Knight's caught an abdominal stretch, and now the knuckles, JR, right in the intercostals, the rib area. That hurts.
Damn right it does, and I can remember that all the way back to my grammar school days.
Well, nice hip toss to escape out by Kevin Knight, but Ospreay once again returns to the chop. And Knight sent into the corner, coming back out.
Both men trying to gain an advantage, and neither have done so thus far.
Yeah, you're right, JR. It's been kind of even Steven for the most part. Good quickness by Knight.
And Knight accelerates with the lariat.
He got up so quickly, did Knight, and regathered himself.
Got to stay focused on Ospreay. That little bit of hesitation, kind of looking at the audience, can hurt. But that inverted splash right there looked great.
Yeah, UFO splash by Kevin Knight, too. Ospreay fires that right shoulder up off the mat.
He did that same maneuver on Dynamite, I believe, Excalibur this past Wednesday. Very impressive. Man hops, as the kids said back 15 years ago, I think.
2025, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think they're saying that anymore.
Who's counting?
Exactly.
And here we take a look at the jump out of the gym leaping ability of Kevin Knight. And it's not just the vertical leap, it's the control in the air, just like Ospreay demonstrated with the Stun Dog Millionaire.
Control in the air and the impact. Let's not forget the impact.
And Ospreay, the corkscrew kick. Knight, though, this time his turn to fire that right shoulder up.
Knight showing a lot of toughness there, kicking out of a high impact deal right there by Ospreay.
And Ospreay, that big elbow strike, the hidden blade, has won him matches around the world. Could this be his first step toward claiming the AEW World Championship later this summer?
Boy, he has evolved into a major star before our very eyes as Will Ospreay.
Knight leapfrog up and over avoids the hidden blade.
Went for the hidden blade. That wasn't so hidden, so Knight saw it.
Oh, Ospreay showing his agility and control. Oh,
that
might have got him in the throat.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Ospreay standing switch German suplex. Maintains control.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to roll through with the German Ospreay. but Knight smart enough to elbow his way out of it.
Chops to the chest once again. Knight leaps up, drop kick, catching Ospreay right in the jaw.
Stiff drop kick, to say the very least.
Get moving, Kevin. Get moving, man. You got him. You got Ospreay hurt. Well, maybe not.
Wow. Nice Spanish fly counter by Will Ospreay, but the toll of the physicality evident on both competitors.
So important. Each man trying to advance here in this tournament. You see that Spanish fly, as you pointed out, Excalibur. Knight really took it all.
JR, you've talked about the experience, the wrestling resume of Will Ospreay, a man that's held championships around the world. This is Kevin Knight's first opportunity on a big stage like this. I mean, how do you rate his performance thus far?
He's done very well. He's toe-to-toe with Will Ospreay. This is a hell of a starter for tonight's broadcast. Hell of a starting match.
Remember, we have 2 more Owen Hart Foundation tournament matches to come up tonight. Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher in the men's tournament, and Mercedes Moné, the CEO and the former TBS champion Julia Hart.
Well, that'll be a good one. That'll be a real good one.
There's control held by Ospreay.
Well, like you were saying, I think you were saying this, both these men held IWGP Junior Gold in the past, like the late great Owen Hart, Excalibur.
Yeah, Owen Hart was a big fixture in the New Japan Pro Wrestling Junior Heavyweight division. It's under 100 kilograms, 220 pounds.
He was one of the stars there. I think Owen really got his start. He got his push, shall we say.
Yeah, I mean, he and Jushin Thunder Liger really brought out the best in one another as junior heavyweight competitors. But
I called some of those matches back in the day, as the kids say. Back in the day, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Forearm shots left and right here. Both men with wrist control. It's physical, guys.
yeah, Knight ratcheting up the intensity. Now the windup and the elbow strike. Ospreay goes down in a heap.
Now you got to capitalize. Now you got to go for something that finds yourself in a pinning predicament.
Reversal. And Knight ducked the chop attempt. Ospreay may have telegraphed that. Oh, but Knight! So dangerous, those drop kicks.
Great match. Absolutely outstanding contest.
Waiting boot by Ospreay. And oh, Knight! A flat-footed leap into a hurricane run to the seated Will Ospreay on the top.
Excalibur, you mentioned earlier the leaping ability of Kevin Knight, and that's proof in the pudding right there once again.
I think you're going to see more of that right now, JR. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, you don't get the moniker of the Jet for being grounded as Knight showed some inventive offense there.
And get him in the ring. Kevin Knight, get Ospreay in the ring and quickly do something or go for a cover. You got him hurting a bit.
It's the second or third time, Taz, I'm sorry, that we haven't seen a follow-up with Kevin Knight. And he, as Excalibur pointed out, he may be a little starstruck here tonight. Big crowd.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view.
Oh, Ospreay looking for a powerbomb, but no, wait a second.
Oh, my God.
Knight inverted.
Oh, my God. Ospreay's going to...
Oh, you see Kevin Knight, he's trying to bring his arms into his chest. And, oh, no! What a counter.
Awesome DDT counter.
Ospreay was looking for the Styles Clash when the powerbomb wasn't there for him. And Knight, using that core strength, pulled himself up and landed the DDT on Ospreay.
Now we'll survey the subsequent damage that has been inflicted on both men.
Well, let's see how this landing went for the unfortunate Will Ospreay and his skull. This is an awesome counter you're about to see here by Kevin Knight right here. Oh, God, right on the top of the beam.
Skull and the neck, which by Ospreay's own admission has been compromised.
Sure thing. And after what we saw him do in Los Angeles at our last pay-per-view with
Kyle Fletcher in the steel cage, But right now, Kevin Knight, he may advance to the second round by virtue of a Will Ospreay countout.
That'd be a massive upset, in my opinion. Count out or not.
Agreed.
For Aubrey Edwards, up to 7 now. 8.
I don't blame Knight trying to get the counter. Here he comes, though.
And I'm not so sure. He's not going to look back on that and say, I should have stayed in the ring and see if I could have gotten the count out.
Well, now Knight perhaps smelling the blood in the water. moving with purpose, moving with urgency. He spikes Ospreay. He covers, and he advances. No!
Well, it shows you how tough Ospreay is to kick out of a second DDT. One on the outside, one here, but you're correct, Excalibur. The sense of urgency was amped up by Kevin Knight at the right time there.
But Knight needs to continue that sense of urgency, JR. We know how resilient Ospreay can be.
It takes a lot to keep Ospreay down. His resilience and his tenacity are amazing.
Knight looking for that springboard lariat inside the ring. Ospreay floats over.
Oh, wow, Ospreay, damn.
Powerbomb, no. Knight counters down.
Chain offensive wrestling. The counter! The counter! The counter!
And Ospreay barely kicks out.
What do you say, Kevin Knight? Welcome to the party.
They are on their feet here in Philadelphia. And this is just the opening bout.
That kick really blasted Knight.
Cutter, no! Tremendous anti-air by Kevin Knight.
Get that cover, man. Get that cover. He's got something else in mind, though.
Could be looking for that big UFO splash off the top rope.
If he hits it, this match might be over.
You are correct, Taz.
Knight finds his perch. The splash. There it is.
But the impact got him. Get that cover.
1, 2, 3. No! Again, Ospreay.
Ospreay resilient as hell. And this young kid must be thinking, what do I have to do to beat this man?
Yeah, if you're Kevin Knight, you got to get locked in. You can't get frustrated that Ospreay is showing this insane resiliency, which is well documented. But this is a beautiful deal here. Look at the height, to your point, Excalibur, of Kevin Knight.
Both of these men spent time in New Japan Pro Wrestling in the past. This is their first one-on-one meeting, and Ospreay!
Uh-oh.
What anticipation by Ospreay. And, Knight! The backslide, the high stick! No!
Man, Ospreay's going to put 2 or 3 offensive moves together and get into a pinning situation.
Styles! Clash by Ospreay! And now it's Kevin Knight's turn to surprise Ospreay, but Ospreay, he's on the hop, the Ox Cutter!
And that might be it. After that. Nice kick out there. Oof.
Long near falls, close near falls. Less than a second away from Ospreay securing a victory, and a damn hard victory.
Blade! Now the cover! 2, 3!
What a match. What a great opening match tonight.
The aerial assassin,
Bravo,
Will Ospreay.
Yeah, excellent by both athletes. Tremendous victory for Ospreay, but awesome match for sure of the kickoff dynasty.
And now Ospreay will advance to the second round of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament as we take a look at the updated bracket. You can see Ospreay advances where he awaits the winner of Brody King and the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita. And congratulations to Will Ospreay, but you got to give a tip of the cap.
The hat.
Or the mask to Kevin Knight.
Whatever.
Well, respect shown by Ospreay towards Kevin Knight. Excellent match by both athletes, as I stated earlier.
You have not heard the last of Kevin Knight in All Elite Wrestling. But now, Taz, Will Ospreay finds himself one step closer to All In Texas on Saturday, July 12th in Arlington, Globe Life Field.
Yeah,
and potentially challenging for the EW World Championship.
I'll tell you what, sign me up. Love to see it. Big fan of Ospreay. Love to see him compete in Texas for the big one.
Well, from the Owen Hart Foundation tournament to the AEW World Tag Team Championship title match, It is. Oh, wait a second now. As Tony Schiavone tagging in for good old JR Jim Ross. Will Ospreay advancing to the semifinal round. An incredible victory for the aerial assassin.
We'll see a lot more of Kevin Knight, I can tell you that, guys. Holy smokes.
Well, now the Hurt Syndicate look to defend their AEW World Tag Team Championship against a highly motivated Big Bill and a bad apple, Brian Keith. Let's take a look.
It's time to discuss some ugly truths. You haven't won a match that matters in a long time. You need to make some drastic changes and go prove yourself to me.
This is an official announcement from the Hurt Syndicate. World Tag Team Champions! If you're an AEW athlete, get ready. We're open for business.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I see you guys with them tag team titles, but I don't see a challenger. We are gonna take those titles.
Why don't you guys actually win a match? And then, will we give you an opportunity?
Look at the eyes of Big Bill. That says everything to me.
Big Bill offering Lashley a front row seat.
He wants to be World Tag Team Champ once again.
We want that match for the AEW Tag Team Championship.
Today's match set for one fall is for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 503 pounds, the Redwood Big Bill and the Bad Apple Brian Keith.
Tony, we heard those words from Chris Jericho that seemed to have lit a fire underneath Big Bill and Brian Keith.
I've never seen Big Bill as motivated as he has been over the last couple of weeks, Taz.
Yeah.
Based on those words, and you get a big motivated guy like that, you've got trouble on the other end.
Right, and Brian Keith is not far behind regarding that motivation. They are both pumped up. Jericho, like him or not, he knows how to motivate his men.
Being accompanied by MVP at a combined weight of 540 pounds, they are the AEW World Tag Team Champions. They hurt people. Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, the Hurt Syndicate.
Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, Taz, two very dangerous men on their own. Yeah, but then you put them together as a tag team, and they seem unstoppable.
There's no doubt about it. I've said it many times on Dynamite, you know, for those that haven't heard, but I'm proud to say I know both these men for a very long time, all three of them, including MVP. So basically the three of them when they kind of started out in the industry, you know, Schiavone. So I know what these guys are about, know them well. They definitely hurt people.
They hurt people. It's become a catchphrase. You heard the fans chanting, "We hurt people, we hurt people." It's going to take one hell of an effort to dethrone these guys. It could happen tonight. There's no doubt about it. But Big Bill and the Bad Apple going to be on top of their game. And
the fans in Philadelphia like to hurt people with mean words and throwing batteries at them, but they need more than that to take down the Hurt Syndicate tonight.
That pale comparison to New York is the hell with these people. Hey, enough. Yeah, you heard me.
that's what I'm talking about.
Take Atlanta with you, too.
Yeah, boy, Taz. Taz in rare Taz form tonight.
Oh, yeah, I'm raging like a pack of hemorrhoids.
MVP has joined us on the headset. All right.
Where is he? MVP's on a... Yo, I didn't know you were on a headset. What's up?
Yeah, I decided to join you tonight.
What's up, dude?
Taz, I figured you could use a little company, you know?
I need a little help out
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Tony, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
MVP, I'm doing great. You've got that chant We Hurt People that goes all over the arena now. Something you started, man.
The fans recognize that, and I'm very proud to say that my good friends Smoke Dizza and West Side Gun collaborated with me, Cartoon Beats, and that is the absolute hottest track in professional wrestling today.
Right.
Because the Hurt Syndicate hurts people.
And the fact that the Bad Apple Brian Keith well aware of taking himself underneath the bottom rope to avoid Bobby Lashley, but
well, everyone there's a size difference with Brian Keith and Lashley. When it comes to Lashley, most there's a size difference with, except when you deal with that guy right there, Big Bill.
That's probably the smartest decision that the Bad Apple's made in his entire career.
It was a smart move.
Big Bill.
The problem is with Bobby Lashley, normally when Big Bill steps in, there's an intimidation factor.
Right.
I guarantee you there is absolutely no intimidation factor right now.
That collar and elbow tie-up. Big Bill with the height advantage.
That's that leverage advantage with the height to your point, Excalibur. That's why Lashley was having a difficult time back into his corner, which is the smartest move. Back him to your corner.
But you know, Bobby Lashley put that powerful hand under the chin of Big Bill to back him up. And look at Bill, though. He's going to work, taking out Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley.
Big man can move.
Big Bill using his size effectively here against the Hurt Syndicate.
Not often you see people bounce around Lashley and Benjamin that way. That's impressive.
Remember, Big Bill, he was one half of the 12th AEW World Tag Team Champions.
MVP
has just left the desk.
Yeah, there he is.
Do some coaching. You got to talk to your guys. You got to circle up the wagons. I get it.
And, you know, thus far in the Hurt Syndicate's AEW career, it's been rare to see them get bounced around like that, Taz.
Yeah, it is rare. I mean, again, but Bill, Big Bill, the Redwood, he's a veteran. This is not his first rodeo, obviously. You know, he's a gigantic, powerful man, Siobhan. He's a freaking giant packed with a load of muscle.
Yes, there's no question about who's in charge of the Hurt Syndicate, is it? I mean,
well, no, yeah, definitely MVP is.
MVP.
Yeah.
We were saying MVP's back on headset. There's no question who's in charge of the Hurt Syndicate. A little bit of motivational talk that time, or strategy?
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm in charge, but at times I'm the voice that can kind of calm things down and hit the reset button.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what you just did, which I thought was smart when you got up from his desk and talked to those guys, Pete. That was a smart thing. They need a little regroup, and now look, they're looking good here.
Yeah, well, you know, like you said earlier, Taz, they're not used to having anybody knock them around that way.
Exactly.
So I'm not too proud to admit that maybe they were off their game just a little bit, because that was a little bit of a surprise, but we are firmly back in control. Big Bill is a force to be reckoned with.
He really is. No one can argue that point, MVP for sure.
Now, standard of excellence, Shelton Benjamin tagged back into the match. He has by far the most high-level tag team experience of anyone involved in this match. But
Big Bill might be going for a ride.
Well, his hips, Benjamin's hips are already underneath Big Bill when you compete with a guy with the height of Bill. Believe it or not, sometimes a suplex is not hard.
But look at Bill just scooping up Shelton Benjamin, setting up Brian Keith to drop that knee across the jaw of the cover. Benjamin kicking out barely a 1 for Shelton Benjamin, two-time NCAA All-American in wrestling. He is a man, much like yourself, Taz, that knows how to throw a suplex or two.
Yes, no, Benjamin definitely does. Well, right now, you know, if you're Brian Keith, the Bad Apple, you got to be careful. Even though Keith is an excellent striker, he just got struck bad.
Boy, did he ever. You know, we talked about MVP, how motivated this team was. Bad Apple and Big Bill by Chris Jericho. They showed some motivation early, but it looks like your gentlemen are taking care of that.
Listen, I respect the learning tree. Jericho knows so much, and I'm sure these men are learning a lot from him. But one thing Jericho can't teach a guy like Keith is height, strength, and experience. And in that in those areas, he's just completely outmatched.
Well, the height comment's very rude.
Listen. There's a big difference between Prime Taz and Bounty Killer Keith. You know,
Well, Bobby Lashley intercepted the boot from Brian Keith and came back with a thunderous clothesline in the corner. MVP dug himself a hole in.
No, I don't tell you what's up. I got immense respect for Taz. I just said, look.
I know, I'm playing the way.
But you look at what Shelton is doing to Keith.
I know, it's nasty.
Shelton could never do that to you, Taz.
Oh, no, maybe he could. I don't know. Maybe
he couldn't. I'll give you that.
Oh, man.
You know why he couldn't do that to you? Because because he would respect you too much to dish rag you around. He'd give you a straight up wrestling.
Right. No, I hear you. I hear you.
But in this situation, you hear that audience?
Yeah, man.
And MVP stands up to direct the crowd. Good stuff, man.
Returns to the ring. Going to go to work. Continue to go to work on the bad apple, Brian Keith.
He went from bad to worse. Now you got to deal with Lashley after dealing with Shelton.
They hurt Syndicate so deliberate in their offense. Like they're not in a hurry. Just going to work. Look at this, man.
Well, I have to say a lot of that comes from the experience of Shelton Benjamin leading Bobby in the tag team and showing him how to properly be a tag team wrestler.
All right, that's good.
Oh, that's great insight by you, P, right there. Thanks for that. You're right.
Cover made by Bobby Lashley.
As Excalibur was saying, you were saying that the type of and the experience that Shelton has as a tag team competitor.
Yeah, 6-time World Tag Team Champion throughout his career.
Oh, wait, Brian Keith. Land on his feet. Went for the shot, but Lashley avoids it. The roll-up and the kick-out. This is Bobby Lashley's first tag team championship alongside Shelton Benjamin. He's, now dropped hold. You got to give credit to Brian Keith, Paz. He is not backing down from the Hurt Syndicate.
Oh, no, he's fighting for his life. What do you mean he's not backing down? He's fighting to stay alive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have been like, watch.
Shelton comes around, goes for the kick, and
I'm impressed.
That was very smart by Bad Apple.
Makes the tag to the former AEW World Tag Team Champion, Big Bill, who sends Lashley careening into the corner. Now Big Bill.
Watch out.
Splash of his own in the corner.
Looks like a boss coming downhill at you. Good Lord. Gigantic.
And the speed, the acceleration, the size of Big Bill being put to good use here.
Yeah, one-man wrecking crew we got in front of us right now, but whoa, hang on.
Shelton Benjamin.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, going for the ride. Don't look at the hard camera.
Listen.
Cover made, lateral press. Big Bill, though, kicks out.
Big Bill is a bad man. I'm going to give respect where respect is due. One-man wrecking crew, no doubt. But this is the Hurt Syndicate we're talking about.
Well, it was great timing by Benjamin. And like I said earlier, his hips were already underneath his opponent, the gigantic Big Bill. Oh, boy.
Oh, but Bill turns the corner. The side slam, the cover, and...
Wow, that was a close one. It brought MVP to his feet here.
It's an excellent cover also.
No, it brought me to my feet to get a closer look. Don't
got you.
disparage me.
Sorry.
I'm not concerned. My boys are in control.
Got you, brother.
Seeing how Bill uses this choke slam so effectively. He's got Benjamin. Oh, great counter hit by Benjamin.
I told you, we're in control.
And that arm drag was well done. Excellent. Not many guys are going to choke slam you in the wrestling room at the University of Minnesota. But it was a good arm drag.
Wow.
All right.
That ain't happening, I'm telling you. You imagine?
And Bill, once again, using those high boots to great effect. Tagged in Brian Keith, who just got struck by Lashley.
Oh, my.
There we go. Momentum change, ladies and gentlemen. Momentum change. The Almighty has stepped into the ring.
Saying that's it. Lashley did that signal saying we're done here.
Now Lashley, Big Bill all hooked up, center of the ring, but wait a second, look at Bill.
Picked him up with ease.
Bill!
Snake eyes.
The snake eyes on Bobby Lashley in the corner, and Bobby Lashley sent sprawling to the floor.
Shelton Benjamin is still down into the corner, not getting up. There you see, and there goes MVP again. You heard the headphones.
MVP arguing with the referee. While all of this is going on, Big Bill fighting against Bobby Lashley on the floor.
Who was that? What was that?
I could have sworn that was MJF, man. It was quick, but maybe I'm pretty sure that was MJF.
Yeah, that is MJF.
Referee's an embarrassment. He just lost control of the entire match.
Look at this in the replay.
The boot from Big Bill, but it was a blink if you miss it moment. The right hand delivered by MJF.
That's your buddy MJF.
That is my buddy MJF.
and the referee's back was turned. His eyes were on you, MVP. He missed it all.
Me and Max are going to have a little conversation.
Yeah, in the ring, you can see that the Hurt Syndicate...
Not too happy about that.
No, they are not.
Yeah, but they just locked eyes on that prey.
There you go. That's a good call.
I think the bounty is about to be cashed in on the bounty hunter.
Big Bill, he was laid out by that Dynamite Diamond ring on the floor as MJF retreating through the crowd, and now Shelton Benjamin, German suplex.
Watch out.
Lashley.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to count 3 and call it a night. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us, bro.
Oh, man.
Shelton Benjamin, the cover and the win.
And still AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate.
You know, MVP didn't seem like he knew what was going on with Max.
He definitely did, Shivani. No, you're right about that.
And neither did Shelton Benjamin or Bobby Lashley as MJF. I think he's trying to prove his worth, his value
No, you're
to
right.
the Hurt Syndicate.
And look, it wouldn't shock any of us if MJF went to business for himself. That's happened more than once in his company, I'd say. You know what I mean? Oh, boy.
Well, the stinging realization settling in for Big Bill.
Like you said, that diamond ring, that Dynamite Diamond ring, that's what Max probably had on his hand and definitely caught him. You know?
That right hand of MJF loaded up with that Dynamite Diamond ring has been so dangerous throughout the years. But now, fans, let's get our first taste of action in the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament. The CEO, the TBS champion, Mercedes Moné, matches up against the former TBS champion, Julia Hart, in the opening round.
I am the greatest TBS champion of all time. And I came to AEW to win more gold. So I'm officially declaring myself in the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament.
Mercedes, earlier tonight we revealed the brackets for the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament, and we now know that you are set to face former TBS champion.
And Mercedes, so why not roll the dice with me? Keep your secrets.
Julia is very mysterious and unpredictable. And although she is a former TBS champion, she's not the greatest TBS champion of all time.
The winner of the Owen Hart Tournament going on to All In Texas to challenge for the AEW Women's World Championship.
It's going to take a lot more than tricks and spells to stop the money train.
I'm not sure why you're wasting your time, because I think we all know the outcome.
This is an opening round match in the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament set for one fall. Approaching the ring from Bloomington, Minnesota, Julia Hart.
Don't let the youthful appearance of Julia Hart fool you. She is devious. She is dangerous. And she could be on the verge of shocking Mercedes Moné.
It would be a shock. No question about that.
I got to interrupt you, Shivani. To me, it wouldn't be.
Really?
Because I mean, off of a lot of things we just heard Excalibur say about Julia. This girl she's a dangerous girl. She's legit, man. And hey, look, Mercedes is awesome. More experience, I get that. But Shivani, I don't know.
Well, if you think about last night, as Julia Hart is in the ring, you think about what happened last night. We'll talk about that in a moment. Here are the brackets.
Yeah, let's take a look at the brackets. You see Julia Hart and Mercedes Moné matched up on the right side. The winner will face the winner of Harley Cameron and Athena across the brackets. Billy Starks, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, Thunder Rosa. The winner will go on to All In Texas on July 12th to challenge for the AEW Women's World Championship.
So last night on Collision, Julia Hart gets Harley Cameron to submit. The only blemish on Mercedes Moné's perfect record. She was 18-0 until that time in tag and singles matches.
Boomer. I didn't know it was coming. Heard a lot of pyro my day. That one got me. I'm all right, Excalibur.
Mercedes Moné, not content to be the TBS champion, not content to be the New Japan Strong Women's Champion or the Rev Pro Unified Women's Champion. She has her eyes, she has her design set on the AEW Women's World Championship.
Well, the confidence off of Moné, it's wild, man. She's just so cocky and confident, and I think that's a major reason why she's draped in all those championships, because the confidence does her well.
Gotta believe in yourself, right, Taz?
Yeah, you also shouldn't really wear orange in this city, but that's a whole other topic.
Maybe she's a big Flyers fan, Taz.
I gotta have a chat with her later. Wow. Nah, it's all right. She didn't get the memo. But anyway, draped in gold, as I said, for a reason. But she's got a dangerous opponent right there in Hart.
As we mentioned, Julia Hart, former TBS champion, the 3rd overall champion, 7 successful defenses of the title. Mercedes Moné, the 5th and current TBS champion.
Well, you know, Moné, she kind of plays with a lot of her opponents' heads, you know, with her cockiness and her arrogance and whatnot. I think that's going to be tough with Julia. Julia's got a lot of poise, you know, for someone with the experience she has. And we talked about her dark side, obviously.
Yeah, just 23 years of age for Julia Hart, but this is not the same woman that walked into Jacksonville, Florida, Taz, Daly's place, and, you know, the smiling cheerleader. She's somebody that learned about the ins and outs, the dark arts of professional wrestling from Brody King and Buddy Matthews.
There's no doubt about that. Right now, Moné's getting bounced around here, Shivon.
I like what she's doing. I like what Julia Hart's doing.
Oh, Mercedes, though.
A little bit overzealous there, Excalibur. She was a little bit overzealous.
Yeah, drop toe hold by the CEO. Sending Julia crashing into that corner.
It's in the ring. What is that? Oh, there's Harley.
Harley with the puppet.
What's the puppet's name?
Mini Mercedes, I believe.
Yeah. Thank you.
I thought it was Mini.
They're Mini Moné. Sorry, yeah, sorry.
What a viciousness here of Mercedes. The real Mercedes, not the puppet.
And, of course, Harley Cameron. She'll be facing Athena in the opening round of the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament.
Oh, God, look at this. What the heck? What is she going to do here?
Tombstone?
God.
No.
Oh, no. Reversal there by Julia Hart. The roll. Mercedes kicks, and Julia rolled through. No, wait.
Backslide. Oh, she's trying to get a backslide.
Backslide, maybe, or that could be the moneymaker. But Julia, she changes her grip. Now backslide for Julia Hart.
That's the thing with those backslides. They can go either way. What a chop. Oof.
Chop slowing down Julia Hart. As Mercedes now intertwining the fingers. Mercedes.
Well, rope's getting a little slippery. That happens.
Yes.
There's been matches already. There's sweat on there and it's slippery. People can boo all they want. They should get in the ring and try it. It's not as easy as you think.
Great call, Taz.
This smile to the face, though.
What the hell are you booing at?
Yeah, that's the composure of the TBS champion. That's the composure of the CEO, but maybe wasted a little too much time and allowed Julia Hart to get back in this one.
Julia Hart, looks like she's just getting rolling here.
Julia stringing together a combination there.
A lot of confidence on the face of Julia Hart. Big, broad smile. I guess now she's got an opening. She's going to take advantage of it.
Has a confidence, is it determination by Julia Hart.
Got to be careful on these ropes, Julia. Showing that excellent balance. As you mentioned, her cheerleading background. I think she was a 2-time high school national champion cheerleader, I believe.
And a lariat across the shoulder blades, and now look at this, Julia Hart. That's the vicious side of Julia Hart, bouncing Mercedes' head repeatedly off the mat. Cover made.
It's definitely not happening at cheerleader tournaments. Maybe some of the moms get mad at the kids that happens. Who knows?
Good.
Moms get mad at each other.
Yeah.
But the competition in national cheerleading is very vicious.
Of course it is, yes. People are vicious in general.
Of course they are.
In general.
That's why.
Mercedes, she went for the boot of Julia Hart. Julia vaulting, and now,
that was that the hips? Right below the hips?
Hip, or, yeah, one side of her, maybe part of her hamstring.
And Meteora! The CEO getting a running start and driving the knees into Julia Hart.
Excalibur on the outside to boot, man. That's a difficult landing. That'll knock your head wobbly, man. I'm telling you, from experience.
I mean, it's a 2-for-1 for Mercedes. First is the impact from the knees, and then it's her body weight crashing Julia to the floor. As now Mercedes the cover.
I think it was a good job by Mercedes to try to get the win after what happened on the outside.
First, she went over by the trophy, the Owen Hart Foundation trophy, and she just kind of
cover again.
And I tell you what, that Julia Hart, she's showing that toughness we know that she has.
We've seen Julia Hart weather the storm. She's been through adversity inside an AEW ring before, but has she been in the ring with an athlete the caliber of Mercedes Moné?
I don't know if she has or not. I don't know if many can say they have here in AEW.
Well, again, I mentioned the poise of Julia, but look at the poise here of Mercedes. She's got complete control of this match right now. A strong rear chin lock with a good S grip. Her hip is in the back of Julia. I mean, she's just no panicking on her side that Julia's showing the toughness.
Yeah. And let's not forget what all these ladies and gentlemen are fighting for. Not only win the Owen Cup, as you're seeing right there, but a chance to go to All In and vie for the world title.
That's right. Oh, wait, Julia inside cradle here, the roll-up. Mercedes breaks free and drop kick. Shuts down Julia. Mercedes immediately goes for a cover. Julia kicks out. The finals, the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Tournament, men's and women's, will take place on Sunday, May 25th at Double or Nothing, the Desert Diamond Arena, Glendale, Arizona. Can't wait to be there for that. And then the overall winners of the men's and women's tournament will challenge for the AEW World Championship and the AEW Women's World Championship at All In, Texas.
Well, right here, she's trying to show respect towards the late, great Latino Heat himself, Eddie Guerrero.
The Amigos, look at that.
Amigos, yeah. She was a very big fan of Eddie, as most pro wrestlers were.
What's that? Oh, the knees got up! The knees of Mercedes up into the midsection of Julia. Now the cover!
Getting a little, so much for the poise. She might be losing some of that
getting a little rattled here.
Maybe she's lost a little bit of that poise. She's getting a little pissed off here.
Yeah, big shriek that time because she thought she had the win.
Oh. But Taz, I mean, that's the thing about Julia Hart. We talked about you can't afford to underestimate her because of that blonde hair, because of that smile. We've seen her grow. We've seen her mature before our eyes.
I agree. Yeah, no, we definitely have with Julia, for sure.
How arrogant was that?
Yeah, she kind of sat in front of her, mocking her a bit, meaning Julia.
Slapped her on the face.
Oh, wait, but Julia, look at this. Using that core strength to pull herself upright and drag Mercedes down.
It's like an upside-down bat or a right-side-up bat. Whatever bats do. Not baseball, but bats.
Got it.
What do they do? Yeah, I got it right now. Of course I did.
Oh, Julia pulling herself upright once again. Mercedes, she overcommitted. Crashing out to the floor, and now Julia Hart. Big cross body. Julia coming down hard on Mercedes. And Julia immediately returning Mercedes to the ring. As Julia going DDT.
She's got it.
1, 2, no.
Man, how the heck did Moné kick out? Man, what impact?
That's a great question, Taz. I thought she was done.
That was a very swift drop on that DDT.
Man, cover again. I would have went for, I mean, it's easier to judge from here, an armchair quarterback, but man, I think if Julia watches back, you go for a really quick second cover.
And now Julia, she's looking for the DDT again, back to real time. But Mercedes counters!
A lung blower Jones.
Boy, it was, man.
But you see Mercedes feeling the effects of that DDT, Taz. She cannot capitalize.
And she's gripping out her own hands, if you notice. She's making a fist with her hand because
you get that stinger.
That little nerve issue, which is not so little, but it's an issue.
Now Mercedes finally looking to return to her feet, but Julia Hart back up to hers. Moneymaker, perhaps.
There it is.
They're back to back, but Julia trying to counter out, but no.
Hard landing though on the counter.
Jackknife here by Julia. 1, 2. Mercedes reverses 1, 2. No.
Wow, Mercedes stayed right with it that time, didn't she? Grabbed her.
Yeah, Julia, her shoulder was up. I had it incorrect. The referee had it right, but now just battling for that moneymaker. Instead, a handful of hair sends Julia face first in that top rope.
Another slap.
And look at.
What the hell is this?
I've seen this a time or two in Philadelphia, Taz.
I felt it once or twice from our man Tajiri, a little Chancellor Jones. Similar version. What the hell's going on over here? It's like a flashback.
Look at Julia through the ropes.
What a struggle this match has become.
Julia into the octopus hold.
Excellent counter by Hart.
And Mercedes, look at this, carrying her opponent's weight as she's trying to get to the rope break.
Yeah, that's just determination on Mercedes' part to get over there.
Oh, Mercedes, I think she fell into the ropes. Julia might have been a bit rattled there. The roll up.
I also think when that happened in the corner there, I mean, Julia's face really hit that second turnbuckle pair pretty hard.
Now, knee strike by Mercedes. But Julia, using those powerful legs, backing off the CEO.
Great back and forth match between these two women, guys. Really is.
Yeah, at this point could go either way. Julia Hart seals herself, makes the climb.
Super athletic is Julia. I don't know what the hell she's going to do here.
Moonsault press, but Mercedes, the boots up, clipping the jaw. And now Mercedes, the backstabber.
Great veteran move, getting the feet up by Mercedes.
Julia's in trouble.
Two of them.
Grave danger here.
2 in a row for the CEO. And you see that glazed over look by Julia Hart. She's been rattled by those backstabbers. Or has she?
Whoa!
Back elbows. Julia fights her grip free. But Julia, crucifix. 1, 2, no.
And it's tough this deep in a match to kick out of a maneuver like that. Got to tip your cap, your mask, your hat, whatever you're wearing to Mercedes.
I think Julia landed on her arm on that crucifix bomb that time.
Wait a second, Julia now trying to set Mercedes up for Heartless, but instead, the statement maker, Julia. Can she make that crawl?
Just grabbing at that grip. You got to break that grip a little bit better than that if you can, but it's hard to do.
She's rearing back as Mercedes. Oh, look at this counter.
Dragged her arm in.
Now Heartless.
Yeah.
Heartless is cinched in. Mercedes, she's in trouble. She's on the verge of tapping.
Look at that left arm.
And now the reversal. The pin, no.
Excellent counter by Mercedes. Oh, she's back in there.
The statement maker, she doesn't have the arm captured though, Taz.
No, she doesn't. You got to grab that grip, Julia, and break her hands apart. Attack the grip if possible, but again, hard to do when you're getting faded away as you're getting your head pulled back.
Once again, a great back and forth between these two ladies.
The fans here in Philadelphia urging on Julia. Julia versus Mercedes.
But that made it tighter. That made the hold tighter because of the momentum on the kick out by Mercedes. Bing, bing, bing. You pull your opponent into more of an arch.
Yeah, the grip underneath the chin. Wrenching the head, the neck back.
And the chin of Julia.
It'd be a lot easier to chin hard.
Yeah, making that crawl. But Mercedes changes sides, adjusts the grip.
Hang on, Julia. Just get to that rope if you can. Gotta shift your weight again.
And Julia, she's fading, but she is so close to relief. No, but Mercedes realizes it. Wait, Julia, counters. 1, 2. No, Mercedes kicks out. And Mercedes
got the pin there.
Turns the corner.
Got the foot too.
2, 3.
The TBS champion, the CEO, Mercedes.
Oh, Mercedes, she got her butt out of that ring real quick and hightailed it. She knows she got kind of lucky there, guys. That thing could have went either way.
Yeah, but this was an absolutely fantastic wrestling match to start this women's tournament. There you see the ROH champion, Athena, looking on. Give Mercedes a lot of credit. That was back and forth, and that was a hell of a pin to win it. Yeah, Julia gave her everything.
We're going to take a look at the updated bracket. Mercedes Moné, the CEO, now advancing to the second round, where she waits for the winner of Harley Cameron and the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion Athena.
And then, listen, like you were kind of alluding to, Shivani, you got to give a lot of respect towards Julia Hart. She fought hard out here. No pun intended. Almost captured the win, but Mercedes just one teeny step ahead of her.
Great wrestling match, back and forth. Both women should be very happy with how they perform.
Despite that blemish last night, Mercedes Moné remains undefeated in singles competition here in AEW. But right now we turn our attention to the AEW World Trios Championship. The Death Riders presenting a unified front, but rated FTR presenting anything but.
New players in the game.
Rated FTR, we're taking it all.
They told the Death Riders it's not over.
FTR interfered in my business and then created a whole new mess. They didn't come alone. Now they brought a friend.
What a win.
I think business is about to pick up.
Rated FTR versus the Death Riders for the Trios Championships. What do you say, Death Riders?
Rated FTR wants to challenge us to a World Trios Championship match at Dynasty. You tried to rip me from my family. You tried to manipulate me.
We took a break to help you realize your goal, and after 2 tries, it didn't happen.
My family is much stronger than yours.
Oh, wait a minute.
I let my emotions get the better of me.
Cash getting shut down by Dax. I never thought I would see a moment like this. Oh, my God. I don't think Dax realized it was Cash.
After Sunday, we have to talk.
You're all mine. And Wheeler Yuta, Dax Harwood's in. Dax got hit with a bell hammer. He sacrificed himself for his partner.
Come Sunday, we are adding to the legacy of Rated FTR, becoming the new Trios champions.
At AEW Dynasty, it is we that challenge you to survive the Death Raiders.
Well, Taz is tagged out. Nigel McGuinness tagging in here at the desk. We have seen massive cracks in the relationship of Rated FTR.
Certainly a lot of contention between the 3 members of Rated FTR. You saw in the package there, Dax the Axe letting his aggression, his anger, very amygdala driven, getting the best of him, but he apologized. He paid his fines, Tony. They kissed and made up, so to speak, but I don't believe it. I think there's still trouble in North Carolina.
Cash Wheeler said it himself that he is a pro. He will be here for his partners here tonight, but after Dynasty, Dax and Cash are due a very important conversation.
His basketball ball is for the AEW World Trios Championship. Introducing the challenger, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, the Rated R Superstar Cup, Rated FTR.
You know, I'm going to take you back to that sit-down interview I had with these 3 nights. It was Dax and the World Championship, but it was Cash that said, let's go after the Trios Championship. So you could see there was a little difference of opinion there. And of course, it just even, I would never say blossom, but even went forward from there between the 2 men.
Not just Dax and Cash, FTR, and these are 2 men who, for the entirety of their team, have lived and breathed tag team wrestling.
Yeah, certainly as we saw last night on Collision, though, they all seem to be on the same page, though. Still Rivers, they run deep, and they certainly, you can see, colour coordinated, but they're going to have to be more than was wearing the same colours in the faith in the Death Riders.
I want to note that senior official Paul Turner has drawn the assignment for this match.